Whoa, a new digital music player. Thanks, Mom.
Oh, I'm glad you like it, because I can't wait to toss the big stereo. And now that we got your dad that big HD TV he wanted, we can throw out our old TV, too.
Hold up. You can't just throw out electronics.
Really?
They need to be recycled or donated.
And how would we do that?
It's so easy, Mom. Today, recycling electronics is just as easy as buying them. greenergadgets.org has all the info. We just enter our zip code to find a certified recycling center nearby. There are thousands of them, and new ones are being added all the time. Some of our local stores are even certified recycling locations.
I like that.
Did you know that some of the stuff in our old electronics could be used to make new products and conserve natural resources?
Well, okay then. Let's gather them up. What was that website again?
greenergadgets.org. We just enter our zip code and go.
Good evening, and welcome to Storytellers Campfire. I'm Rich-Gehlhausen, your host for tonight's program. Storytellers Campfire is a world literacy and educational program with a listening audience in over 100 countries and can now be heard on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Blog Talk Radio, YouTube, and partnering broadcast stations. We're also providing links for our shows through social medias, such as Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. And you can also listen to our shows by phone now by dialing 310-982-4134. And again, that number is 310-982-4134. To learn more about Storytellers Campfire, please visit us online at www.storytellerscampfire.org. On tonight's program, we'll tell you all about Free Comic Book Day coming up on May 2nd this year. And to help us with that, we'll have Deborah Moreland, the Advertising and Promotions Manager of Diamond Comics Distributors. At the end of today's show, we'll have a short video from world-famous actor and longtime comic book fan Mark Hamill. Mark will be encouraging fans to celebrate Free Comic Book Day on May 2nd. Known for his role as Luke Skywalker from Star Wars, Mark has also been part of the comic book culture as he's played the voice of the Joker in various Batman animated TV shows, movies, and video games. And he's also making a return as the Trickster in new episodes of The Flash. And again, like I said, Mark is encouraging fans to head to their local participating comic book shop this coming first Saturday in May to get free comic books. So stay tuned for Mark's video at the end of our show. Now we'll take a short commercial break and be right back.
Hi, this is Jennifer Coolidge. The American Heart Association says the disco song Stayin' Alive is the near-perfect beat for hands-only CPR. If you see a teen or adult collapse from cardiac arrest, you only need 2 steps to help save a life. Call 911 and push hard and fast in the center of the chest to the beat of the song Stayin' Alive. Disco is back and it's saving lives. To learn more, go to heart.org/hands-only-CPR.
Nationally supported by the WellPoint Foundation.
Welcome back to Storytellers Campfire in Progress, and I'm your host, rich-gehlhausen. So Free Comic Book Day, it's taking place on the first Saturday of May. It's an annual promotional effort by the North American comic book industry to help bring new readers into independent comic book stores. Free Comic Book Day started back in 2002 and is coordinated by the industry's single large distributor, Diamond Comic Distributors. And with us today is Deborah Moreland, the Advertising and Promotional Manager of Diamond Comic Distributors. Hello, Deborah, and welcome to our Global Campfire.
Hi, Rich. Thank you for having me on the show today.
Well, it really is our pleasure. So what can you tell us about Free Comic Book Day?
Okay, well, Free Comic Book Day, like you said, is an annual event. It always takes place on the first Saturday in May. And basically it's just a great day where anyone can go to a local participating comic shop and get free comic books. So this year it's taking place on May 2nd, so just we're 8 days away from the big event. And there are 50 free comic books available to choose from. And they are the designated Free Comic Book Day books. So you can't just go into any comic shop and just pick up a comic and think it's free. There are 50 titles that you can choose from. You can see the whole list on the website, freecomicbookday.com. And basically there's really a comic book for everyone to enjoy. We have books that are great for kids that include titles like SpongeBob, Pokemon, The Simpsons, Transformers. We have those who are like fans of superheroes with Marvel's and DC's book with the Avengers and Secret Wars. And then those who like action and adventure stories. We have new comics for them to discover, like Captain Canuck, or if people like a little bit of scariness to their comic, they should check out the story And Then Emily Was Gone. Or we have classic comic books such as Savage Dragon Legacy or The Phantom. So really there's just a comic book for everyone to enjoy. And Free Comic Book Day is just a great opportunity for those who have never read a comic book, maybe those who haven't read one in a long time, and even just like devoted comic book fans, just to go in and check out what their local comic book shop has to offer. In addition to these free comic books, I mean, there's so many great graphic novels, there's toys, there's action figures, there's collectibles, apparel, tons of things that just relate to pop culture today that they can also explore and discover. So it's just a great opportunity to go in with like-minded people who have similar interests, who may like the same TV shows and movies based off of comic books, and just enjoy a great day at their comic shop together.
Mm-hmm. As we go through this, our program today, I'm going to occasionally remind the listeners that they can learn more about this at www.freecomicbookday.com. And I might get a little redundant here. I want to kind of ask you a few questions, but, some things you've already kind of sort of covered, but what is the big deal about comic books? What's the big deal about that?
Well, comic books are just, there's so many great things about comic books. I mean, not only is it promoting literacy and getting people just to continuously read great stories, but I mean, if people are interested in the TV shows and the movies that are based off of comic books, like the new Avengers Age of Ultron movie, or TV shows like The Flash or The Walking Dead, those are all based off of comic books. And so it's just Free Comic Book Day, it's a great opportunity to go in and also check out the books that those movies and stuff are based off of, if they want to learn more, especially about the characters, or they want to learn more about the backstory. And then just comic books are just a great entertainment form. I mean, like I said before, there's so many different types of stories that they have. They're just not all superheroes. So, I mean, if people are looking to get into something new, they're going to a local comic book shop is definitely they won't be bored. They will always have a great selection to choose from.
One of the interesting things that I found on the website Free Comic Book Day was that comic books, they are an original American art form. Essentially started or was created in the early days of the 20th century. And I don't know, as an art form, I found that very interesting to hear that.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely it's just amazing how many great creators and writers and artists there are who create these great stories, and there's all the different types of art that goes into it. So that's why we encourage people who are interested in this or have never been to their local comic book shop to be take your family and friends, check out Free Comic Book Day, check out all the different types, because they will see a great variety of stories to choose from. So, and there are over 2,300 stores participating this year. So, and if people want to find one that's near them, they just go to the website freecomicbookday.com, and there's a store locator on the page. Just have them enter in. You can just enter in your zip code, and the stores near you will just pop up. And stores also on that day, they like to have special events to make the day even more awesome. So some stores, they bring in guest comic book creators and artists doing signings and pictures. Lots of stores, they host costume contests. So we encourage people to come dressed up as their favorite superhero or comic book character, and just to enter the contest, or just, I don't know, it's just a great photo opportunity as well. Then you have people who do it professionally. They come to the stores too, so fans can get their pictures taken with some of those characters as well. And I know some stores, they host special fundraising opportunities throughout the day. A lot of stores, they put on store-wide sales, and they hold raffles and do giveaways and just a bunch of different things just to make the day memorable for all the new people who are coming in who've maybe come to the comic shop before. So it is definitely a whole day of fun.
Well, it sounds like fun. Is it just happening in the United States?
No, it's happening all across the U.S. and Canada and worldwide.
Worldwide. So potentially any of our listeners, maybe in Europe, for example, if they can go to www.freecomicbooks.com, and they might be able to locate a comic shop, perhaps near to them, that they might be able to attend the event.
Yes.
Is that possible?
If they go to the store locator on the website, we do have a drop-down option. So if it says if you're looking for a location outside the U.S., they just click on that, and then they can just select the country they're in and see, I guess, if there's any comic book shops near them. So they do have that option.
Okay. And you'd been talking about special editions that might be free. I kind of find that intriguing because it's my understanding that a lot of comics become collector's items, and they accrue in value. So I don't know. Can you talk just a little bit more about some of these special collector editions?
Well, there's not any, I wouldn't say special collector editions. I mean, there are
just
for
special
this
editions,
year.
then.
Yeah, special editions. I mean, for example, Marvel is having their Secret Wars #0 issue. So this is their first book that they encourage people to get if they're interested in reading the Secret Wars series. So this is not the #1 issue, but the #0 issue. So if people want to start prepping for the new series coming out, they should definitely pick up this comic book. I think that's also the same with DC's Divergence comic. So a lot of these are kind of starter books. So that's why I guess a lot of the publishers see this as okay, this is a great opportunity to introduce people to our new series that'll be coming out. So we're just going to give them the very first issue so they can just jump on board with this right after. And I know a lot of the publishers, they plan their titles to come out this way. So it's I got #1 issue on Free Comic Book Day, and the second issue comes out the next week or 2 weeks from now. So then the fans can just keep coming back and reading the new series that comes out every week. And just also just want to let people know that once they do go to Free Comic Book Day, they should definitely